Welcome to the gym, rookie. Lace up your gloves and step through the ropes, because today, we're doing something a little different. In this explainer, I'm stepping into the role of your veteran coach. We're going to take you from a complete novice who literally flinches at shadows, all the way to a ring-ready fighter. We're cutting all the fluff and giving you the absolute masterclass on how to survive and, actually thrive in your very first boxing lesson. Let's get to work.
So let me hit you with a blunt question right out of the gate. Why do you keep getting hit? Seriously, think about it for a second. Most beginners think getting punched in the face is just a string of bad luck, or maybe the other guy is just naturally faster. But as a coach, I'm telling you right now, getting hit is not bad luck. It is entirely about a lack of skill. And the beautiful thing about skill, you can train it. If you stick with me through the progression we're about to lay out, you're going to understand exactly why the absolute best fighters in the world seem basically impossible to touch.
All right, Section 1, the boxer's vision.
Before we throw a single punch, honestly, before we even talk about footwork, we have to talk about where you are actually looking. Chances are, you're getting hit because you are staring right at your opponent's hands. And look, fast hands are blinding. If you watch the gloves, you're gonna fall for every single feint they throw at you. Instead, you've got to lock your eyes dead center on their chest. When you anchor your focus right there, your peripheral vision totally opens up. Suddenly, you aren't just reacting to a fist coming at you. You're reading the subtle shifts in their shoulders, the pivoting of their feet, the rotation of their whole body long before a punch is even launched. This is literally how the pros seem to read minds.
Moving on to Section 2, foundation of reflexes.
Okay, now that your eyes are locked in the right place, we need to build up those raw instinctual reflexes. And I know exactly what you're thinking. Coach, you are out of your mind. I'm trying not to get hit, and you want me to drop my hands? Yes, absolutely. Step 1 of this drill is to drop your hands completely down to your sides. Step 2, you and your partner are just going to try and touch each other's shoulders. We aren't punching, just playing tag. Because your hands are down, you can't hide behind a guard. This forces you to rely entirely on moving your feet and shifting that upper body to avoid the touch. It breaks your bad habits pretty much instantly and forces your raw defensive reflexes to finally wake up, all while keeping your eyes glued to that chest.
Section 3, the art of evasion.
All right, so once your reflexes are actually firing and your feet are moving, it's time to get into the specific defensive mechanics you need to avoid real punches safely. The very first maneuver we're putting in your defensive arsenal is the slip. Slipping is exactly what it sounds like. You're just making a sharp, really subtle movement of your head just off the center line, letting that incoming straight punch slide harmlessly right past your ear.
And here is exactly how we drill it. Your partner's going to throw 5 steady jabs at your head, and you are going to slip off the center line for every single one. Now listen to me very carefully on this. You absolutely must do this at a controlled 60% speed. If you try to go too fast, you'll panic. But at 60%, your brain actually has the time to properly read the punch coming from the chest, process the whole trajectory, and execute that slip smoothly. But hey, straight punches aren't the only threat in the ring. You definitely need to know how to handle hooks. And that brings us to rolling. Rolling essentially means dropping your weight down into your legs and weaving your head in a tight U shape to basically duck under and evade those wide looping punches.
So let's start linking these defenses together, right? Your partner is going to throw a straight cross, followed instantly by a looping hook. You slip the cross and immediately roll under the hook. The absolute golden rule here, keep your eyes facing forward through that entire slip and roll. If you look down at the floor while you're rolling, you are flying totally blind and basically walking right into an uppercut. Keep those eyes glued to the chest.
Next up, let's look at the parry. Parrying is arguably the most common defense in all of boxing. It's about using a really short, highly precise motion with your rear hand to just swat or deflect an incoming punch right away from your face. But, a quick warning, it is also the easiest defense to completely mess up.
The secret to a good parry is the absolute shortness of the deflection. You read the incoming jab, and you deflect it with a tiny, controlled swat. The ultimate rookie mistake here is reaching way too far forward to try and catch the punch. If you reach out like that, a smart opponent is going to turn that jab into a feint, let you overcommit your hand, and blast you with a hook right over the top of your extended arm. You've got to keep it tight and keep it short.
Now the crucial thing to remember is that sometimes the best defense isn't using your upper body at all. Often, the absolute best defense in boxing is simply stepping back completely out of range. Let's say your partner steps in aggressively with a jab.
you immediately push off your front foot and step backward, right out of the danger zone. But notice this, you step straight back, but you never ever bring your feet together. If your feet click together, you instantly lose your balance, and you are in absolutely no position to throw a punch back. You gotta maintain that wide ready stance even while you're retreating.
All right, now it's time to put all of this into the blender. Your partner is going to throw random jabs at you. It is entirely up to you to read their chest and pull the exact right tool from your new arsenal. Maybe you slip, maybe you parry, maybe you take a step back. But here's my absolute mandate as your coach. Keep the speed at 50 to 60%. Keeping it slow and controlled like this at home or in the gym is how you genuinely learn the mechanics without taking unnecessary damage. We are building solid muscle memory here, guys. We're not trying to win a world title fight just yet.
Moving on to Section 4, the counterpunch arsenal.
Okay, look, survival is great and all, but fights are not won by just playing defense. Now that you can successfully avoid the leather, we need to talk about making them pay for missing. It is time to turn your defense into pure offense. Let's dive right into this cheat sheet for retaliation. Every time you successfully defend, you must fire back instantly. If you slip to your right, you are perfectly loaded to fire a straight cross right down the pipe. Roll left, you come up blazing with a lead hook and a cross. If you execute a short, perfect parry, you immediately shoot your own fast jab right back in their face. And if you step out of range, you immediately push off that back foot and step right back in with a heavy 1-2 combination. You need to drill these exact pairings until they become pure second nature.
Section 5, Technical Sparring Crucible. So, you've drilled the mechanics, you've memorized the counters. Now we've finally arrived at the last stage of your first lesson, the crucible. We are transitioning away from those basic reaction drills and moving into technical sparring. And notice the stark difference in pacing here. Our reaction drills were slow, right around 50 to 60%, highly repetitive, and focused purely on learning the mechanics safely. But technical sparring, that's the real bridge to ring readiness. We are turning the dial way up. The speed increases 80 or 90%, the patterns totally disappear, and it becomes all about high-intensity, unpredictable application.
But as your coach, safety is still my absolute #1 priority. In this technical sparring phase, yeah, you're gonna move fast, at 80 to 90% speed, but I have a strict rule. You are only allowed to throw one punch at a time. No wild combinations, no messy brawling. Think of it as a high-speed game of physical tag. Keep your eyes glued to that chest. We do this specifically to prioritize your brain health. This way, you get to experience the adrenaline and the actual speed of a real fight, practicing your slips and counters without taking heavy, damaging shots to the head.
You've learned to drop your hands and trust your feet. You know exactly how to slip, roll, parry, and step back. You've got those counter punches loaded up and ready to fire. So rookie, the masterclass is officially over, and the real work begins. Now that you have the mechanics completely hardwired, are you finally ready to trust your eyes, stop flinching at the very first sign of movement, and truly own the ring in your next session? The bell's about to ring. Let's see what you've got.